thanks so much for being here today. It is great to have you. As you know, I have been a big fan of yours for years. And full disclosure, we have known each other for 20 plus years. We practice in the same district. You are one of the most amazing debtor attorneys I have ever had the pleasure of working with. And over the course of our working relationship, we've both worked with each other and against each other on many cases. And I've really gained an appreciation of who you are as a lawyer. And so I was just excited to be able to have this opportunity to talk to you for a little bit.
Jay, thank you very much for having me here and those great words. It's been fun ever since we went ahead and put together Debt Busters.
That's right, Debt Busters. You weren't always a lawyer. Tell me about who you were before you started practicing law.
I was a nerd. Still am, really, but I was certified and bona fide. I worked for Boeing as an electronic engineer in their avionics systems, propulsion systems, and maintenance publication systems.
Now, did you work at the Seattle plant or the Everett plant?
Seattle, and it wasn't at the plant. Most of the time I spent was actually working in customer service after I got out of the military side of things. I was in the Air Force, and it was before I got my engineering degree. I was going to night school.
What do you tell the person that picks up the phone and says, I think I might need to talk about this, but I don't want to?
They're not alone. So many people, especially now, are experiencing economic stresses that they could never have imagined just a year ago.
Most people think about bankruptcy and say to themselves, look, I'm not going to do that until it is a last resort. I will exhaust my 401k. I will sell my vehicles. I will raid my kids' college fund. I am not going to file for bankruptcy.
Family is first and always first. Your kids, if you've managed to scrape and set aside some money for their college fund, their savings, don't tap into them. 401ks are almost impossible to go ahead and replenish, especially once you go over that magic mark of 40. It took forever to build that up, and it can get wiped out in 3, 4, 5 months, especially if you've got a small business. The bankruptcy laws are set up to protect you and to protect your family and to protect assets that are allowed to be protected under state and federal law. Things like 529 educational IRAs, personal IRAs, 401ks. The government wants you to keep those protected from your creditors. That's for you to take care of your family's education and your retirement. Right now, they're looking at pushing out the age of retirement from 72 to 77 for full retirement. And a lot of people, I don't know if you've been watching the news, they don't make it to 77. The government is vested, interested in you being able to go ahead and save for your retirement, for your spouse's retirement. They want you to be secure financially, and they don't want your creditors to be able to go ahead and raid that money that you're going to need.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the position of the Army is when their soldiers file for bankruptcy?
Well, I can relate what my commander told us, which was he doesn't want to get bothered by the creditors. And that bankruptcy, if you have to file it in order to protect yourself and your family, is legal under the United States Code, under Title 11 of the United States Code. And it's a lawful way to go ahead and deal with and address your debts. And I think that that's the key thing there. It doesn't matter if you've got a security clearance, as long as you are open and honest and engage the system transparently, you're going to get a chance to reboot your finances either through a reorganization or just straight up get forgiven that debt by the federal government. And the military recognizes.
Do you sit your clients down and walk them through all the options? Like, well, here's what you could do if you want to do debt settlement. This is what it could potentially cost you. Here's what you can do for credit counseling. This is what it would potentially cost you. And then here's what you can do with filing for bankruptcy. This is what it would potentially cost you. And do you walk them through that process?
Every situation is different. and every client is different. Some have already done bankruptcies. Some, they've done a lot of reading on the internet and have actually learned quite a lot. Others are very hesitant and they want to know what all the options are. And I deal with each person as a person in each situation as it presents.
That was a great meeting with Mark McClure. And if you want to know more about the services he provides, simply go to McClureLawGroup.com. That's McClureLawGroup.com, or call him directly at 253-631-6484. Thanks so much for watching this Spotlight interview. I hope to see you again very soon.